Hello everyone, and welcome to this webinar on personal income tax filing season tips and reminders. We're happy to have you here today. Before we dive into the presentation, I'd like to take a moment to help you navigate the WebEx platform and go over some housekeeping items. First, this presentation was pre-recorded with an effort to free up our tax experts to answer your questions. If you'd like to re-watch this presentation, it will be up on YouTube shortly. Now, let's go over the layout you're seeing. On your screen, you'll see three main areas. They include the presenter area, webinar information, and a place to ask questions. First, you'll see the presentation in the main viewing area. Down below the viewing area is some information about the webinar. We have some contact information down there if you should need it. If you're on a desktop, on the right side you should see an area called Slido. This is where you can communicate with our tax experts. If it's not open, click the S icon to open the Q&A panel. You can submit your tax questions anytime using Slido. Our tax experts will respond directly back to your questions there. If they can't answer your questions immediately, they will let you know and respond to you after the event via email. If you experience any technical difficulties, please let us know in the Q&A area and our technical team will do our best to assist you. Thank you for being here with us today. We're looking forward to an engaging session. I'd like to introduce you to our presenter, Michael Sweeney.
Welcome to the Individual and School District Income Tax webinar for tax year 2024. My name is Michael Sweeney. Today we are going to discuss some tips and other things that might be helpful when you're filing your return, trying to find your refund, paying a bill or a note, or paying a bill or an assessment, or just other general information. And before we get stuff started, just like in any other webinar or any presentation sent to you by a government agency, we have to have a little disclaimer, legal disclaimer. So that basically this disclaimer is just letting you know that any of this is not to be constituted as legal advice or tax advice. And any changes that were made legislatively after the date of this presentation could change or affect the outcome of what we would discuss today, and therefore wouldn't change the outcome of your return. Any questions about that, please feel free to contact us directly at 1-800-282-1780. So now let's go on to our agenda. First thing on our agenda today is our values, the filing deadlines, filing options, Ohio Tax e-Services or OH Tax e-Services, tax forms, filing tips, where's my refund, making a payment, responding to a letter or a notice, school district income tax, the brand new for this year, Ohio Homebuyers Plus accounts, FAQs or frequently asked questions, and how to contact us. So here at the Ohio Department of Taxation, we have our vision, our core values, and our mission. I just want to highlight one thing here that is super important to us. It's super important to me, and that is our mission. We are one team providing education, innovation, outreach to the taxpayer, and exceptional customer service. We strive to be the best we can to everybody that calls, contacts us, or we come in contact with. Let's move on to the filing deadline. This year, the filing deadline for tax year 2024 is April 15th of 2025. In Ohio, we automatically honor the extension that you have filed with the IRS if you are filing an extension. But we want to tell you, and please note this, an extension to file is not an extension to pay. So if you have a tax due, pay the tax due, and then file the return accordingly. We have three filing options. First, you have the electronic filing option, which you can do through OH Tax e-Services or a third-party software. You have paper filed returns, or you can go and seek the help of a tax professional or a tax preparer. At OH Tax E-Services, we recommend this. This is our recommended way to file, right? They're super easy. It's so intuitive. It's basically like filing with a third-party software. You can file your returns for free here. We're not charging you to file a return like third-party softwares do. The returns are filed for free. You can submit documents through OH Tax E-Services. You can request and print transcripts. You can make payments or view payments that you've made before. If you have an issue, you can request and contact us, and we can share your screen through Support ID function that we have. There's Pilot, our digital assistant, was always there to help you. Flaps his little wings when you push on him, and boom, going to ask you a couple questions, and it'll help you find your answer. And then there's the liability and interest calculators that you may need when you're filing your return. Tax forms. You can get them electronically by going to tax.ohio.gov/forms, and you can order your forms there. And once you've typed in that into your browser, it'll direct you to this page. There you can see, you can sort by the tax type, the tax year, and the form title or number that it might have. You can get forms and instruction booklets going back to the year 1995. And I hope there's nobody out there that's looking for a form from 1995, but it's there if you need it. Once you've selected the form, and here's a form that we've selected here, and it's the IT 1040, your basic return. Once you've selected that form, there's a PDF fill-in version, which you're seeing here. On this PDF fill-in version, you can input their data or your demographics and all the other information that you need on there. And then once you've done that, all you have to do is click the blue print button, and it'll print your return out. Okay? And then right next to the signature line on page 2, that's where you mail it to. In this case of this PDF fill-in version, we want to caution you for 2 things. Number 1, it will not make calculations for you. That's something that you're going to have to do on your own and input it on the particular line that you need. The other thing we want to caution you on is it does not have a save feature. If you need that, file your return with our OH Tax E-Services. There, it will do the calculations for you. It'll save it. You can come back to it. You can make adjustments to the return. You can amend the return once it's filed. It's super easy. The other thing is if you just would like a blank form printed, if you'd like to do that, just press the yellow Print Blank Form button. And then you can print the form and file it again. Mail it to that address. It's on page 2. There's an address if you have a payment, if there's a payment due, or if there's no payment due. Select the address and mail it to that address. The other way you can get paper forms and order them is to call. You can call 1-800-282-1782. That's a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week service. You can call that number and request what forms. Once you've done that, though, please allow 15 days for receipt. Let's have just some general filing tips. We can't urge it enough. File online if it's at all possible. It saves a lot of headache, whether the form gets lost in the mail, part of the form doesn't get generated or does not get sent to us. It just saves some angst and some trouble and phone calls. So if you can, if all possible, file that return electronically. We want to remind you that residency is based on a person's fixed permanent, and principal home for legal purposes. Having addresses in 2 different states does not make you a part-year resident. A lot of times we have people that have a residence in Florida and a residence in Ohio. Other factors that can contribute to your residency and how we would determine it would be your driver's license or your motor vehicle registration, your voter registration, and whether or not you've claimed owner occupancy on your property taxes. Your return, another filing tip is your return the filing status must always match the federal status. If you filed federally as a married filed joint, we require you in the state of Ohio to file your return as that. Your Ohio return starts with your federal adjusted gross income, which is line 11 of the IRS 1040. After that, other parts of your income can be deducted, such as Social Security, taxes paid to other states, any deductions or credits, that's accounted for later on in the return. But the return always starts with your federal adjusted gross income, line 11 of that IRS 1040. If you get a notice from us, read it. Please contact us if you have any questions. We're always here to help. Always here to help you. If you're filing by paper, please include all your supporting documents. W-2s, 1099-Rs, any worksheets like unreimbursed medical worksheet, lump sum distribution credit worksheets, lump sum retirement credit worksheets. Please include those. Documentation for any credit or deduction that you may be claiming, such as a scholarship donation credit. If you're claiming that, please provide us a receipt from the approved granting scholarship organization and proof of payment. If you're trying to claim pass-through entity credits, please provide the K-1s. Anything that could help support how you have filed should be included with that paper filing. And I couldn't express this enough. When I was answering phone calls here, or whether I'm answering phones or I'm working accounts and a return has been stopped because of documentation, it just takes that much longer. We're sending you a letter, and at times it might be the first letter you've ever received from the Ohio Department of Taxation or any other taxing agency. And we know that it creates anxiety and all that. Please help us. We're here to help you. We can help each other by those things being here. It would speed up the timeliness of your refund, and everybody can go on about and wait till the next year to see what happens in the next year. So we filed our return. And you were fortunate enough that you're getting a refund. Yay, you. It's awesome. So, a couple weeks have gone by, you haven't seen anything. You're wondering, where's my refund? So, you got a couple options to find out. First, you can go to tax.ohio.gov. There you can collect, there's a button there that says, where's my refund? You can click on there, enter a little information, and it'll explain to you if it's been issued, what is going on. You can call our automated line, which is 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 1-800-282-1784. There, it'll give you the same information. There is no information available to one of our associates or a tax examiner that wouldn't be available by using those 2 options there. So you're here, you got your refund. Now it's a direct deposit. That means that you filed that return electronically, okay? So once that return has been filed and it's been processed, please allow 10 to 15 business days from that processing date for your refund to enter into your bank account, all right? Now, we also like to note that a lot of banks today have early deposits. So the date that you are given on the automated service may vary from when it hits your account. It could be there 3 days earlier. We stress to look 7 days before that period and 7 days after that date to see if it's there in your account. You didn't request a direct deposit, so now you're getting a standard check, right? Even if you file electronically, you still have the option to receive a standard paper check. If you filed by paper, that is the only way you can get that refund. We would not issue a refund as a direct deposit from a paper filed return. So please allow 4 to 6 weeks for processing of that. So once you've received that, you'll look at the date. You have 90 days from the issuance date, 90 days to cash that refund check. Once that 90 days is up, that check would be void or stale dated. So we urge and encourage everyone to please cash that check in a timely manner. So you're at a stage now where you have to make a payment. You're not one of the fortunate ones that was getting a refund. So there's different ways that you can make it. You can make it electronically. You can go to tax.ohio.gov/pay. And there on that screen, as you can see, it says pay individual and school district income taxes. Click that button. The next page will come up, and then you'll have 2 choices on that page. You can pay via guest payment services, which is just as it suggests. It's by a guest. Or if you have an OH Tax e-Services account, you can click that button. It'll direct you to OH Tax e-Services, where you can go ahead and make that payment. The benefits of making payments electronically, and that's our preferred method, is you get a confirmation number. If there's an issue with that payment, you'll have that confirmation number, so we can help locate that payment and make sure it's directed to where it's supposed to go to. It's faster and it's safer. You're not going to get a check lost in the mail. No one can steal your check, do whatever in this day and age of pilferage. And you can also, on OH Tax e-Services, pre-schedule payments. You have estimated tax payments due for the next year. You can schedule those for your quarterly estimated payments. You still want to make a check by mail. You want to pay your bill by mail. That's fine. We accept those all day. That's not a problem. So you can obtain that Ohio Universal Payment Coupon from our form site. And there's a PDF fill-in. You can fill in the information. Your preparer may provide you with one. And the information could already be filled out on that. We want to encourage you that when you're submitting that payment, in the memo line of your remittance, whether it be check or money order, in the memo line, please put the tax year, the type of tax you're paying, whether it's individual income tax or school district tax, and you can abbreviate those by putting IT in there for individual income tax, or SD for school district income tax, and the tax year that you're paying. It helps us in case the payment coupon and that check or money order are separated. That way we know where to put that. There's a lot of John Smiths out there. We just want to put it in the right John Smith's account. So not everyone will ever receive these notices, or any correspondence from the Ohio Department of Taxation or any other taxing agency by that matter. But you're getting one. So here we're going to discuss how can you respond to it. There's certain kinds of correspondence that we may send you. It could be a billing notice or an assessment notice, a notice of adjustment. A line item has changed on your return. It wasn't reported correctly. So anytime a line item changes on your return, the department sends a letter showing the change that was made and how it affected your return. We could ask you for documentation. As we discussed earlier, if someone didn't put their 1099s or their K1s or their W2s or a document that could support one of the deductions or credits they're claiming. Well, we're going to send you a letter out requesting that to verify it. Because certain credits and deductions need that documentation to be granted. You might get a failure to file notice. Hey, you thought that return was filed, and you very well may have filed it. We didn't receive it. We're just asking you for the return. If you get one of those, respond promptly, because it is imperative to respond promptly to any letter or notice that we sent you, because every one of them has a deadline, and that's usually found in the top right-hand corner of that letter. You might get an ID verification. Well, there's no need to get worried about that. We're not saying someone's stolen your identity. It's just our way to confirm who you are and that your information is yours. It's just our way of safeguarding the taxpayer's information. So please help us in responding to those letters. We want to make sure that your information stays your information. Another type of letter you may receive would be an offset. Unfortunately, you may have a tax debt, or you can have a debt with another agency. In the middle of this page, you'll see who is claiming the debt. It could be the Ohio Department of Taxation. It would say that in there, under where it says who the debt is owed to. And it'll tell you the tax year and the type of tax it would be in there. If it's from the Ohio Attorney General's office or any other state agency, there is not anything that we can do to help you determine what the debt is for. You need to call the agency at that number listed right underneath where that agency is. They'll be more than happy to assist you in determining what that debt is. All right. And a couple of the most popular offsets, like I just discussed, is the Ohio Attorney General's. And those come to us, they don't give us any information. The other could be a program use offset. And those usually have to deal with a motor vehicle that was purchased in a tax year. And it will let you know what tax year that motor vehicle was purchased in. Call the number there in accordance with that, and they'll be happy to help you determine what the issue is. All right, let's talk about school district income tax. Not everyone is subject to an additional school district tax that is over and above what is collected through your property taxes. These taxes, or levies or whatever they could be, are voted on by the people that live in that school district, and they are enacted. We have nothing to do with the enactment of the tax. We just administer it. You can find out if you live in a taxing school district by going to tax.ohio.gov/finder. Once you get to that page, you'll see where it says school district income tax. Click that button. Next page, you can enter your address, and then the finder will tell you what school district you live in, if it's a taxing school district, if it's a earned income or traditional school district tax, and what the tax rate is. New for tax year 2024, we have the school district income tax residency calculator. This is very helpful for people who maybe have lived in multiple school districts in the tax year. They lived in multiple taxing school districts, or one taxing school district, one not taxing school district. It's helpful for people who are a part-year resident of the state of Ohio and moved into a taxing school district. There, you can put the dates of residency into that calculator, hit the Calculate Residency button. There, it'll tell you how many days you lived in that school district, and it'll give you a residency factor. which you can use to determine how much income you had in that school district during that tax year. You can multiply that residency factor by line 5 of your return for traditional tax-based school districts, or for earned income tax-based school districts, you can multiply that residency factor by your federal taxable wages. Also new for tax year 2024 is our Homebuyers Plus accounts. We're super excited about this account, this new change to this year. It's a deduction from your adjusted gross income, and the contributions are meant, that you've made are going to be tax deductible because we're trying to get you to buy a home in Ohio. It doesn't have to be your first residence, but it has to be your primary residence. Contributions can be made to immediate family members, can be made to yourself, spouse, sibling. We encourage you to do this. The interest rate is a preferred interest rate, which is higher than market. If you'd like any more information about this, feel free to contact the Treasurer's Office at tos.ohio.gov/homebuyers plus. Now we're going to move on to our frequently asked questions. You have a problem with your taxes. You don't know if this deduction qualifies or this credit, if you qualify for this credit, or if we need any documentation for that credit or deduction. You can go to tax.ohio.gov/FAQs. There you can filter by your topic, whether it's individual income tax, school district income tax. You might be inquiring about a 529 plan, scholarship granting organization, non-charter, non-public school credit that is available. You can type that into the search, and it'll come up with your frequently asked questions about that. These help topics are there to assist you and can answer almost any question that you may have. I don't know how many times a taxpayer was on the phone, waited for 45 minutes to talk to an agent, when their question could have been answered by just simply going to this. They could have been done in 5 minutes and moved on and probably been done with their return by the time that they got to talk to someone, especially during this busy season that we're in at this point. This is the heavy filing season, and, we apologize, but hold times are lengthy at times. You'd like to ask a question electronically or contact us electronically. Super easy. If you have an OH Tax account, log on to there, click Additional Services. Then click Send a Message. You don't have an OH Tax account? No problem. We can still help you with that. Visit tax.ohio.gov/email. There you can choose your topic. Send us an email. One of our agents will review the email and respond to you with how we can help you, with your issue. Whatever, it could be very simple to very complex. We're here to help. You can request a live chat with a tax examiner. One of our tax examiners would chat with you in real time, and that's available Monday through Friday, except for holidays. You go to OH Tax e-Services, click on Pilot, our nice little cardinal there with his little flight hat on and goggles. He'll flap his wings. You can put in the topic that you want to discuss, and one of our tax examiners will live chat with you to help you with your issue. You can visit our Welcome Center. We're open Monday through Friday. No holidays again, but 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Our address is 4485 Northland Ridge Boulevard, Columbus, Ohio, 43229. You can schedule an appointment to come in, or you can simply walk in. We take walk-ins also. If you'd like to schedule an appointment, go to tax.ohio.gov/contact. There, you can schedule a Welcome Center visit. Also, We have a feature where you can schedule a callback where one of our tax examiners will call you at a predetermined time and you can discuss your issue with them at that point. During this busy filing season, we extend our hours to help the taxpayer with any issues they may be having filing their returns. Our extended hours for this filing season, we added 2 Saturdays this year. We have April 5th and April 12th. Will be available from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. for any issues that you might have. And it's a phone only. You have to call us for that. Also, April 14th and 15th will be open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Give us a call. One of our agents will be happy to assist you. You can stay informed with tax alerts. Sign up for tax alerts to stay informed about law changes, important deadlines. Every year the filing deadline could change depending on, if it falls on a weekend, or any other announcements that we would have that, a law changed. We have a new deduction or a new credit. We will keep you informed about that. You can call us at 1-800-282-1780. It's been a pleasure presenting this webinar to you today. Now I'm going to hand it back to Jackie.
Thank you for sharing such great information with us today, Michael. That concludes our webinar. The Q&A will remain open for the next 15 minutes, so feel free to ask any lingering questions. If we're unable to answer your question during that time, don't worry. We'll send you a response via email within a few business days, provided you included your email address during registration. Thank you.